others you may have gone to recently. There is a Brahms motet called O Heiland Reich die Himmel auf, and if you've read the program notes, you can tell that we really love this motet. But there's a problem with the motet. It's only about 5 minutes long, and yet it is such a masterful, beautiful piece that we really wanted it to serve as a centerpiece for this program. So we decided to get creative and figure out how could we explore this piece in depth in a way that spanned into an entire concert program. And so what we've decided to do with it is to use the motet as sort of a scaffolding for an entire concert program. This particular motet, which was written by Brahms in the 1800s, about 1860 is when it was published, it uses a chorale tune throughout the entire piece. And this is very much an old school thing that Brahms is doing. We call it neoclassical technique. It's something Bach, one of his greatest heroes, would have done. You take a song, a chant or a tune from a chorale, something from a Protestant hymn that everybody would recognize, and you use it as the basis for the entire composition. You hear it in every movement, but in a different voice part. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it is in little tiny notes that are really staccato and delicate, sometimes it's big and strong. And in this particular instance, he took this chorale tune, O Heiland Reich die Himmel auf, and it has 5 different verses. Each of the verses are short, obviously, since it's only a 5-minute work in total. Each verse is short, but it explores the chorale tune in a different way. And in fact, it's almost as if he traces the history of choral music through each verse, because the very beginning starts kind of like a Reformation Protestant chorale tune to begin with, and then suddenly he adds elements of the Baroque and suddenly of classical and then the Romantic era music in each of the verses as they move along. So what we've decided to do is sing you a verse and then sing you 3 songs from completely different traditions that somehow comment on the material in each verse. And so in doing this, we're expanding your understanding of the motet. And by the end of the performance, only once we reach the very end will we perform the motet in its entirety so that you get the entire sense of what happens. But just to make sure you know how to follow along with the motet, we're going to sing you just the chorale tune. Some of you may recognize this melody because it's used in a lot of different kinds of hymns, but here's just how the theme goes.